ARCRaiders has taken over. And I, for one, am not going anywhere, along with many others. Now, what is embarkstudios' plan to retain the player base? I'll tell you right now what it is.
The expedition.
Now, with the last expedition, hundreds of thousands of players hopped into play, and that is going to be no different this time. Now, what will be different is how we start it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly the most efficient way to start off your expedition in ARCRaiders. Let's get it. Now that you've reset, you have to really understand where you're at and where your current inventory sits, where your skill points are, and what blueprints you have. Right now, you have nothing, so it's important to understand that as we move forward. The great thing about ARCRaiders is you have an absolute choice on which way you want to go. Do you want to strictly farm only for the expedition, leaving quests and all the other things aside? Do you want to be a top tier sweat lord on trials and get Cantina Legend? Or do you want to do what I'm going to show you in this video, which is set all around a universal approach to being ready for everything? Now that is for you to decide. And from there, we'll move on. Early reset in ARCRaiders is not exactly the time where you want to prove to the whole entire lobby that you're the best PvPer in the world. You don't have any blueprints, you're limited on resources, limited on meds, and you're probably limited on kits too, so you're going to want to save these up, especially if you plan on playing with some buddies later and you're actually going to want to PvP, because that's a part of the fun of the game. I'm not saying you shouldn't PvP at all, and I'm certainly not saying that you have a choice sometimes, but what I am saying is based on the decision you made in the beginning of this video on what route you're going to take for each raid, you're probably going to want to stick to that. I know some of us have died with quest items before in this game, and then you come back to find out it's glitched out or something like that. It's just something to consider. And that brings us to the next point. So this kind of ties into the first discussion that we had, but it's still important nonetheless. Whether you're trying to look for all the blueprints in the entire game, trying to find the items to upgrade your workbenches, or maybe you're just doing your quest, which is another thing we're going to get to. You got to have a priority whenever you're going into a raid, so go ahead and set it before you load in. Sometimes things change, but most of the time it's not going to. If you went into loot, loot and get out. Don't go in, loot, and fight 7 teams, because you're probably not going to make it back to Speranza. On to the next one. There is currently no requirement to do quests in order to conduct the expedition. Now, to be honest with you guys, the very first expedition I completed the story out completely, got all the rewards, which include a trigger grenade blueprint, a lure grenade blueprint, a hole cracker blueprint, and a Berletta blueprint, all of which are super important. So I actually do recommend if you have time to go through and complete these. It's super worth, and there's plenty of other things you get along with it. Alright, this next one up is doing money runs. I personally think that this is one of the most important things in the game, as the game does run off space dollars. So if you have enough of this, you'll end up being able to buy renegades and or really any other guns, plenty of health items, and most importantly, smoke grenades and things like that. Getting a solid foundation of money on this game can absolutely set you up in the future, especially for that next expedition whenever that money requirement shows up again. And you can do this however you want. It's one of the first things that I do as soon as I reset. I go on money runs. You can do trinket runs in Buried City, you can go to Stella Montes with literally nothing and just put stuff in your safe pocket. Whatever you want to do, as long as you get these money runs done, you'll be perfectly set up for the future. Alright, now we're on to the second most important thing that I do at the beginning of every reset in ARCRaiders. As soon as it resets, I immediately go and farm materials. Yes, this includes seeds, metal parts, I recycle for mechanical components, advanced electrical components, all that good stuff. And I try to front load this as much as possible. There's nothing more frustrating than having a good night with the boys and taking me, maybe a couple losses, but then you go to craft that one extra bandage and you're out of fabric. That is exactly why I do this ahead of time. No, I am not going to insult your intelligence by teaching you Barney style how to upgrade Scrappy, but I will link a video that I already made above on how to upgrade it. This is something that I felt was important enough to show you guys because let's say you do spend all night PvPing, or you just try to kill the queen a bunch of times and die, or whatever it is. Scrappy will bring you stuff, I know you know that, but more importantly, Scrappy will bring you more stuff if you die. It's actually kind of crazy. I'm going to throw this up on the screen so you can see it, all the calculations and whatnot, but what I will tell you is it's super worth to do it and don't neglect it. All right, last up in the chute, we have the skill tree. This is super personal preference, and honestly, you guys are going to use whatever you want to use, but I will throw 2 skill trees up on the screen right now. One is Cloaksy's and one is Hutch's. Both really great players, and honestly, it's just for reference in case you guys want to copy it. There's plenty of other ways to combo a skill tree. Those I've just seen are really good. All I'm saying is, in the beginning, this is something that you want to consider the entire time that you're spending the skill points as you level up. I'm also going to put a link in the description for arcskilltree.com. Not sponsored by any means, but what I will say is that's where I found the 2 skill trees that you just saw and a bunch of other ones that are available for PvP and PvE. It's a good laydown and it'll really help you out. And as always, I am Motivate. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this, especially if you made it this far. Please consider leaving a like, comment, and maybe even subscribing, because all of that stuff helps my channel grow so much more and tells the algorithm that you guys want to see more. I really appreciate y'all, and I'll see you guys topside.